Hi guys, so the purpose of this video, as you can see on the screen, is to show you how to write a hook and a thesis. And if you do not know how to do that, I will show you that in just 1 second. Alright, so first of all, a hook and a thesis are both part of an effective introduction. So if you look at the screen, I have the question up of what makes up an introduction. So there are many different ways that you can write one, but the one that I will try and teach you in this class is going to have these three elements: a hook, some background information, and then a thesis. And as you can see on the screen, a hook is a sentence that grabs the attention of the reader. So just whatever will make sure that your reader is engaged with your idea. And that is usually the very first sentence in your entire essay. Then you have to give some background information, which means you need to include about 2 to 3 sentences that give some information about your topic, so the reader can be introduced to what you will complete. So that is more of general information. And then lastly, you need a thesis. And a thesis is a sentence of your introduction where you clearly, that's a keyword, clearly explain your position. So that is usually the strongest sentence in your entire introduction and essay. And my hope is that I'll be able to teach you how to properly write one. Um, so, just based on what I had at the very beginning of this presentation, obviously today we're going to focus on hook and a thesis. And then later you guys will write some background information to use. But today I'm going to just focus on having you create a hook and a thesis that will be able to help uh, your essay project or whatever you're working on. All right, so first, a hook. Remember, the purpose of the hook is to grab the attention. And like I said, it has to be the very first sentence in your essay. Um, and that is the way that you'll be able to hopefully engage your reader all the way through your essay. Um, so I do have 3 ways in which you can write a hook, which is in the form of a question, in the form of a story, and in the form of an emotional statement. And you'll see how they kind of overlap. I'll explain that in a bit. So let's look at the questions. So just because in the past I've been working with climate change to give you examples, I will do the same. But remember, you will do this for your specific topic of choice, which is either immigration, abortion, or police violence. But I'm doing mine on climate change just to give you guys some examples. So examples of questions that I could use as a hook that will definitely grab the attention of the reader are: have you ever thought about what the end of the world may look like? And did you know that scientists expect we will soon not be able to recover from climate change impact? So if you notice, both of these questions are very open-ended, um, and they're also kind of intriguing. So you have to make sure that whatever is your question is something that um, will have the reader questioning in their mind as they're reading your essay. You can also make it in the form of a story. So some examples is: one day I was walking down the beach and I noticed that a seal was choking on human waste of plastic. Um, and then another one is that I was very sad when I went to the park and noticed that it was completely covered in trash. So if you notice, both of these again um, cause a certain emotion on the reader, and that's why they're also very effective because of that emotion. And you're also kind of letting your reader know what you will be writing about. In this case, for example, about human waste that has caused many climate change problems, or many environmental problems, I should say. And then lastly, the third one in there is the emotional statement. And this one kind of overlaps maybe with the story or the question. The difference is that the emotional statement is just you're saying it as it is, and you're calling things out for what they are. And here are some examples. Our human survival is being threatened, and we need to act now. Listen closely if you would like and that's misspelled, for your children and grandchildren to continue enjoying this planet. So both of those are just straight from the cuff, just whatever you think, and they're both pretty much just causing an emotional on your reader. Okay, so that's another way you can write a hook. So you can do it in a question, in a story, or maybe even an emotional statement. Okay, so that's a hook, and then later in a bit we'll get a little bit more of a chance to work on that. A thesis. So your thesis is a sentence where you express your argument. And like I've said before, this has to be very clear, very direct, and very strong. So this has to be really the one sentence that makes your argument very clear to the reader. Okay? And in your thesis, you will present your position and briefly explain why you have that belief. So in there, you can see I have the example part blank. That is because instead of just putting it up, I will show you how to write one. So over here, I have this tab open. And this is the assignment that you have to work on and submit today. So like usual, let me make a copy. And again, in this copy is where you will be able to write. Alright, so in here I'm helping you write a hook and I'm helping you write a thesis. For this hook, I'm not gonna do it with you because I've already given you examples right here. So you can just look back at this, but for the thesis, that is what I will work on right now. So you have a few boxes in here. First, you have to tell me what is your topic and position. Then 3 reasons that will support your opinion. We're doing a 5-paragraph essay with an introduction and a conclusion, and then the 3 body paragraphs will be your reasons. So that is why we're starting to think about that right now. And then at the bottom, you will combine this information on these boxes, and I will show you what that looks like. So topic and position. Remember, I'm writing about climate change. So my topic is climate change, and then my position is that humans need to act quickly because their actions are causing damage to the environment. Alright, so that's my topic, that's my position, and then my reasons. So I already have this thought out, so this will be very fast for me, but for you may be a little bit longer. So first reason is that temperatures and sea levels are rising. My second reason is that we need to leave a planet for our children. And then the third reason is that we can still take action to save the earth. Alright, so now we're going to put this together. You're going to put your position together with your reasons, and that will make your thesis. So right here, I'll write my thesis and try to put it in third person. So I wouldn't put my position. I would just put humans need to act quickly. So I can just copy this. Okay. Humans need to act quickly because their actions are causing damage to the environment. And then you can use these reasons. Because temperatures and sea levels are rising. We need to leave a planet for our children, and we can still take action to save the Earth. Now, once I look at this, this needs some proofreading. So after you write your thesis or this sentence, you will want to read it over and just make any fixes you need to make. So for example, in here it says humans need to act quickly because their actions are causing damage to the environment because temperatures and sea levels are rising. We need to leave a planet for our children, and we can still take action to save this Earth. So right now this doesn't make too much sense. So I will fix it quickly. Give me 1 second to think. Right here. Humans need to act quickly to prevent causing more damage to the environment. And now this whole sentence will make sense. Humans need to act quickly because to prevent causing more damage to the environment because temperatures and sea levels are rising. We need to leave a planet for our children, and we can still take action to save the Earth. Okay, so now this assignment is completed. I have my hook and a thesis, and now you can share this with me, or you can turn it in on Canvas. Okay, so that's the work for today.